Good morning, third graders. It's Spirit Week Day 2, where you're reading outside or with your cuddly buddy, whether it's a pet or a stuffed animal. I have my little bear here in his little outfit, and I have Dory here with me. And then along with Dory, I have Nemo and I have Flounder. So they are all on my patio table with me. And I've got some of my favorite books. So I've got Harold and the Purple Crayon, which I know you've heard me read before. And I have our class read aloud Stuart Little that we haven't finished reading yet. So I thought I'd read a little bit for you all as our good morning for Spirit Week Day 2. Okay, Chapter 8, Margallo. Because he was so small, Stuart was often hard to find around the house. His father and his mother and his brother George seldom could locate him by looking for him. Usually they had to call him, and the house often echoed with cries of, "Stuart! Stuart!" You would come into a room, and he might be curled up in a chair, but you wouldn't see him. Mr. Little was in constant fear of losing him and never finding him again. He even made tiny red cap, such as hunters wear, so that he would be easier to see. One day, when he was 7 years old, Stuart was in the kitchen watching his mother make tapioca pudding. He was feeling hungry, and when Miss Little opened the door of the electric refrigerator to get something, Stuart slipped inside to see if he could find a piece of cheese. He supposed, of course, his mother had seen him, and when the door swung shut, he realized he was locked in. It surprised him greatly. "Help," he called. "It's dark in here. It's cold in the refrigerator. Help, let me out. I'm getting colder by the minute." His voice was not strong enough to penetrate the thick wall. In the darkness, he stumbled and fell into a saucer of prunes. The juice was cold. Stuart shivered and his teeth chattered together. It wasn't until half an hour later that Mrs. Little again opened the door and found him standing on a butter plate, beating his arms together to try to keep him warm, and blowing on his hands and hopping up and down. "Mercy," she cried. "Stuart, my poor little boy, how about a nip of milk? I'm chilled to the bone." But his mother made him some hot broth instead, and put him to bed in his little box with a doll's hot water bottle against his feet. Even so, Stuart caught a bad cold, and this turned into bronchitis, and Stuart had to stay in bed for almost 2 weeks. During his illness, the other members of the family were extremely kind to Stuart. Mrs. Little played tic-tac-toe with him. George made him a soap bubble pipe and a bow and arrow. Mr. Little made him a pair of ice skates out of 2 paper clips. Okay, so I'm going to stop there today, boys and girls, and we'll read more coming up in the next couple of weeks. But today's Spirit Week. Get outside. Enjoy some reading outside, or if you can't go outside, get your little snuggle buddies with you and enjoy a good book. Don't forget that you still need to get one Zern lesson done and 30 minutes of iReady reading every day. I look forward to seeing your pictures. Bye, boys and girls.